Alright, so what's up YouTube? It's the Nice on here, back with another video. And this video is going to be about seeking knowledge and realizing love. Right now, some people may consider those two things like the same thing, you know, to a certain extent. Like how, let's say for me, for example, since I guess growing on a spiritual journey, like I said, my idea or definition of love has like dramatically changed. It's not something that's like, it's not very physical anymore. I think on the male or on the men's side, I want to say men, on the male side, the young boy side, your idea of love often changes, especially, you know, if it's been tainted. I won't say mine's been extremely tainted, but it's like I said, it started off on the bad foot. So my idea of love was often something petty. It was something physical. It was something tangible. It was something that you can track. It was something that, you know, and to a certain extent, love is like that, you know? Like you can track it. You can really track if somebody really care about you, and really love you. And then it shifted to something else, and it's more intangible. It's kind of more like, it's kind of more mental and emotional. It's something that you can't really always physically like touch, or even something that you can like visibly see. And with saying that, like my idea of love before was petty, and I think now that I guess I've been on the journey for a minute, I see love as different. I see love as like patience. I see love as care. I see love as like effort. I see love as, I guess, like the simple idea of like, let's say, opportunity. Let's say somebody talking to you is like an act of love. It's a form of love. They may not even know you, but they may see themselves, they may see a younger version of themselves in you, and now they're giving you a full conversation and giving you advice about something. That was a form of love that was given to me. You realize that even like another form of love is, let's say the universe waking you up. The universe wakes everybody up, whether you deserve it or not, and that is a form of love. And realistically, love is, and one of my teachers said this perfectly. He's like, even everything in the universe is a spot for love for it. It's a spot for love that exists in it. And then I thought about it, even like the most hurtful creatures and some of the most hateful things on the planet is always a spot for love. And deep down they want that love, but you know, they just feel like they wouldn't be accepted. They feel like they would be rejected by the person that they want the love from. And it's real interesting that even though they may feel that way, still love is still a major play in a lot of things in the universe. And maybe, you know, I know for many of like the physical things, I understand where the place of love comes from, or like I said, the need for it. But for hateful things or just negative entities and beings, I never really understood that. There's a lot of things I still don't understand, but that's besides the point. And like I said, as I grow more spiritually, I'm gonna get a better understanding of that. But excuse me, so but to ever get that realization of love is that you gotta seek knowledge. You gotta seek knowledge of the self, knowledge of God. You gotta go see God for real. Like you gotta go seek the one that pervades all. What I like to call it. I don't know if somebody else made this up, but I like to call it that just because I haven't heard nobody else say it. But like I said, the thing about the world is that you can hear it anywhere. You can hear a lot of things anywhere, but we just gotta seek that knowledge, that knowledge of self. The knowledge of self will free you up from a lot of existence and realities, disappointments. I think everybody live a life, and maybe this is what I'm going through now, where I pick up things and I put it right back down because I'm just disappointed. Where you are going through life and you want to do good, you want to do great, you want to do amazing. You really got these high dreams and big dreams, and then you just give up on them, or you know, you get these or you achieve things, and it's like it's not what you were thinking. And we hear the story about this, people coming from nothing and becoming something, and becoming something in the eyes of, let's say, the outsiders and just society. And it's like, damn, like, was this shit even really worth it? And people going through these existential crises where they like, dog, like, why do I even want to live? Why do I even want to exist? Why do I even want to pursue anything? And this is like the venom being taken out of like a dangerous animal, and like they being subdued by the disappointments and just the the lack of fulfillment. And then you go deeper into realizing that a lot of these people are not doing these things for themselves, for their self, for what God made them for. They're doing it because somebody else told them to. And you realize that they need to go on this journey to find the knowledge of self, because they self is lost. They self is lost in the opinions of other people. They self is lost in the opinions of society and societal standards and gender roles. I was about to say, to a certain extent. And that's not saying gender roles is bad, but people get lost in them so much. And even me, I fall victim to it. Is that I'm supposed to do A, X, Y, and Z, and I'm 21. I'm supposed to be doing these things, and I feel so guilty about not doing them because of these standards that I hold myself to, that society holds me to, and even my peers and people I'm around hold me to. They may not tell me, but that's what they do. And realistically, it's all fine and dandy. It's just that it gets to a certain point in time where you become a prisoner of life. You become a prisoner of these standards. You start to imprison yourself with these ideals, and you start to run. You start to run, and you start to numb everything. You stop trying to really please yourself, but now you're trying to please other people. And that's no way to live. So you need to seek the knowledge of self. You need to seek the knowledge of God. And the knowledge of God I speak about is like your purpose. You know, what you was really made for. I think a lot of people deal and ask that question to themselves a lot. I know I do. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I probably ask that question to myself every day. Almost to the point that it makes me feel like I'm going crazy to a certain extent. Like, what am I here for? Like, what am I like? I get an answer every day. I know what I'm supposed to be here, what I'm here to do, what I'm here to accomplish. But just the confliction of, you know, the way I was raised and the outer reality of, you know, of my world, it always sent this message back to me like I shouldn't care this much about my life. I shouldn't care about reality. I shouldn't care about helping people. I shouldn't care about my future self. I shouldn't care about anything because of my immediate and even just my past reality of what was given to me, what I was born into. And of course, I know which one is right. You got to keep on pushing. You got to keep on fighting. You got to keep on moving. But the reality, the fact of the matter is, you know how people say everything gonna be all right. Sometimes it don't feel like that way. And the thing about life is that you can't just fast forward. You can't just press the fast forward button real quick. It's like you got to live through these emotions every day you wake up. These feelings and feeling unmotivated, feeling like you don't want to do shit, feeling like you just don't want to fight, like you just don't want to get up, like you just want to lose, you just want to lie down and you just let life stomp down on you, just because it's realistically it's a lot of work. And I'm not for giving up, even though I quit and I just took in losses just because I just didn't want to do anything. But it don't change the fact that I always get back up. It's almost like I'm Captain America off fucking Avengers. Like, it's like sometimes the effort do be feeling futile at times, and like you just make you want to not do nothing. It just make you just feel so unmotivated. So it's like it'd like kill your spirit sometimes. But it's like you got to get back up. You got to get back on the horse. You got to just keep working. Sometimes you are gonna lose, but you got to get back up. But also you need to seek that knowledge of yourself. You need to seek God. You need to realize that God is a part of you, and God is always with you. The universe is with you. Allah, whatever religion you believe in, whatever spirit, whatever higher power you believe in, is always with you. And the more you get to know that higher power and that higher spirit, wherever force is behind you, you realize that, you know, if you with that force, and there can be nothing that goes against you and stop you from accomplishing your goals. And when you realize that, you know, that higher power, when you realize that self, that is you also realizing love inside yourself. Because now with you teaming up with this higher force and you realizing and seeking the knowledge of this higher force and being in union with this higher force, you are realizing that the higher force loves you and it never is going to put you in a situation you can't handle. You're realizing that this higher force really loves you deeply. It deeply understands you on a level that you don't even understand, that your human awareness can't understand on a level 1 basis, on a beginner basis. A lot of my life I was always wondering why my life was the way it was. I was angry that my life was the way it was. I was just in a very like boo-hoo me. Like I was just angry. I was just upset. I was upset that my life is like this, and I maybe, you know, maybe I deserved it. Maybe, like I said, and maybe I was just a loser. You know, like how, I don't know if you ever watched Naruto, but just some people are just meant to be losers, and some people are just meant to be in negative situations their whole life. And that was something I was really dealing with in my head when I was younger. Like I just believed I was gonna just be. I believed I was a loser. I believed I was a loser all my life, and I'm like, just because my self-esteem was shitty too. But at a certain point in time, I had to really like get out that mind frame of like I'm worthy of more. I'm worthy of more greatness. I'm worthy of love from the Creator. I'm worthy of all these type of good things that can come with realizing the knowledge of self, or seeking the knowledge of self. And when you do that, it just makes life, it make life more bearable. It lifts off a light load, not a light, it lifts off a load on like your ego and your consciousness when you're able to realize and the love that's really always been around you. To realize the inner self, to realize that God is always with you. And yeah. So if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Thank you.